Okay. Would you like to start?
Yeah, again, we are live. Hello. Nice to see you, Sanjiva.
Nice to see you, Q.
Yeah, we had like a Easter break. I don't
Uh,
know. Have you celebrated the Easter weekend? Probably not,
I have
right?
heard about it, but some people do here also.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought maybe people also celebrating Easter in Sri Lanka. I mean, they're celebrating
Sure,
Christmas
sure.
and everything is like full
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
decoration. So maybe yeah, Easter as well. So we are
Uh,
also not, I'm not celebrating it, but we have national
mm.
holidays, which is great.
Yeah, no, that's nice, nice. And you said you all had a nice time, no?
Yes, yes. I had like a very stressful weeks and like I
Oh,
was 2 days in the garden and I had
really?
to, like we have a little garden
Uh-huh.
and I had to remember like we were cutting branches and make them small and doing a lot of yeah have been planting and things like that. And I was thinking a lot about the simple life you have
Uh-huh.
talked about in Polvata, like
Okay. So now
and
the weather
this
is good over there, right?
yeah, it's great. It's still very cold at night,
Oh,
but
nice.
it's
Uh-huh.
but like it's like 0 degrees. But yeah,
Still.
daytime it's like 14 degrees. It's not
Oh,
very warm, but it's sunny all day long. So that's
okay,
really
nice.
nice.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Recently, I was talking with a person here who came for meditation, and people like the Buddha, he had said, Kim, like we both also talking, no, like we don't know everything, right? For sure,
Hmm.
no? And
For
then
sure.
yeah,
I'm sure with me, but with you, no.
no, that is the case there. So like
Yeah.
it says like even for enlightenment, it is like a handful of leaves, it seems. The knowledge or the wisdom required to become fully enlightened. Eh? But one tree has like so many handfuls, right?
Hmm.
And then think about a forest. Like there are so many trees, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, like people like exceptional people like Buddhas and all, they have been cultivating it for such a long time. So they say like their knowledge and everything is very vast. But
Hmm.
even for a fully enlightened being, say like Arahanta they call, no? Like fully enlightened.
Hmm.
Like in Buddha's
Yeah.
time, they talk about like Venerable Sariputta, Mahamoggallana, like the chief disciples. But there were ladies in the nuns as well as monks also, eh? And even like
Hmm.
civilian disciples who were good at specific things, like in wisdom or psychic
Hmm.
powers, or like who could give wonderful sermons. Like that, there were in all categories. Eh?
Hmm.
Usually there are four categories, like it's the monks, it's the nuns, and then like civilians also, uh,
Hmm.
the males and the females. Eh?
Hmm.
So they are called upasaka. Up-
Upasaka.
Upasaka. Upasaka means saka means wheel, uh,
Hmm.
like the wheel of Dhamma,
Hmm.
and upa means like they are helping to rotate the wheel of Dhamma.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So they are called upasaka. Upasaka in the female version they call upasika for the females, the ladies in like a
Hmm.
so so like it is said like then there are some topics that we cannot finish even. For example, like the karma or the
Hmm.
mind or about the worlds. Uh, there's no limit. Like it seems like it's for us like we cannot finish these topics even if we take many like aeons of lifespans.
Hmm.
Lifespans, but still like there'll be still more.
Hmm.
But for the enlightenment, like we discussed last time a little bit about enlightenment, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
The amount that is required is like a handful of leaves of a tree.
Hmm.
But still there's like the much more leaves on the
Yeah.
tree, as well as in the forest there will be so many other trees, so many trees, no?
And leaves keep falling, so your hand gets full again and again,
I
like
like
with.
that. But in a way, like when they say like this knowledge or wisdom, it doesn't perish. Like the concentrations and all, because enlightened beings, they take it beyond the worldly existence, or the knowledge and all this energy wise thing, physical energy, mental energy, they all belong to the worldly scenario. So
Hmm.
they can, like you said, they can fall off at some point, maybe after 100 lifespans even. Huh? But
Hmm.
that's why they say like stream mantra, like first stage of enlightenment, like stream
Hmm.
mantra. There's like they don't turn back.
Hmm.
So what they do is they say like very simple. What happens? For example, like a good human being, they say it's not just even a Buddhist principle. Like naturally won't kill, won't steal, won't cheat, won't lie, or get into some addictions. It's a
Hmm.
natural thing. They don't want to do that. Huh? But the thing is, like, they might have the possibility to do that. Huh? It's
Hmm.
like they won't do it out of the goodness in them, but still they
Hmm.
might have the quality inside them. Huh? So at some point, when it gets really bad, those qualities may come out.
Hmm.
Huh? Oh, they have to restrain themselves, say like, I can do this, but I won't do this. But
Hmm.
what happens is in the first stage of enlightenment, those kind of qualities they disappear forever. So it's not like they won't do it, they cannot do it. They
Hmm.
cannot kill, they cannot steal. Not
Hmm.
you get it right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that is like you let go of like some huge rocks that sink you.
Hmm.
Huh? So these people won't like it won't happen like that again for them. Those
It's
qualities are no more forever.
yeah. It's interesting, like because um, as a concept, I completely understand that.
Uh-huh.
But what I see like is maybe the ego trap, or there's a question. Does someone say about him or herself that he or she is like a stream entrant? Or can you even say that? Because like when you see the concepts, like
Uh-huh.
I would like to be someone, I would like to be an enlightened being,
Mhm.
because maybe Sanjiva will look up to me, or saying like, wow, Kim is a steam
Yeah, that's a
entrant,
big
like,
thing.
you know. And so I pretend
Yeah,
that
yeah.
and maybe I'm also not doing all these things, but I pretend, and actually it's all about my ego.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there are cases like that. And when we used to work I used to work as a manager also or assistant, like helping at first in a meditation center. There used to be people who used to come and directly say, "I'm Sotapanna," or like that. Really? And there was another person in some place. That time I was a monk, and I went with another senior monk, and this person was telling like he is in the third stage of enlightenment. That means
Oh.
like, but his entire place was so dirty. All these plastics and all like half-eaten food, and he then when like his explanation is he has no attachment to anything, it seems. But that doesn't mean you'll you live like you are living in a dumpster, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, these
Yeah.
people are more aware, more mindful, and they don't. So this is like very vague. And I remember another gentleman said like uh, some time long ago, maybe in the 70s, he had got to know, because there are people who pop up from time to time, no? And,
Hmm.
and there was a mountain that is called like Suryakanda. Suryakanda means like the mountain. I don't know how to translate it directly. The mountain Surya Kanda, yeah, like that is associated with the sun. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a person who called himself Surya Buddha because he was residing in that mountain. Eh? So this person,
Mm-hmm.
like out of curiosity, he was young. It seems he went to check it out. And back in the day, so this guy was like laying down on a couch, and there were two ladies like fanning him from either side, and he was like a boss, like laying down, and he was smoking a cigarette. It seems those days, there, like the cigarettes without the filters. It seems. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like then he was like smoking it. Then like these ladies are fanning him, no, like like this, like, and then this person went and like very respectfully was talking to him, and he sat on the floor, it seems, and still this guy is like waiting on the couch and like smoking, and he had told, you know, this. He had showed the cigarette. This is the only reason I'm connected to the world. Then he said, okay, okay, okay. No? Then he had like, okay, I go. And then he had to care of like, really. So there are people with those kind of ideology also. So, and some are really practicing hard also, Kim. So at some point, like there are things called Vipassana Upaklesha, like Vipassana they are not defilements, but some misleading things. For
Mm-hmm.
example, when you go to make your mind very subtle, eh, then at some point, but if you go to the proper path and all, you won't be misled like that. Or if you have spiritual friends nearby, or like even a good teacher, it doesn't happen. Huh? It didn't happen to us also. But if say you are far away in a forest by yourself, something like that, so they are genuinely trying very hard, no, to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's like plenty of light, the concentration is very powerful, this mindfulness is so sharp. They sometimes think, oh, I think this everything seems perfect, uh, out of true intention, not like, and
Mm-hmm.
they think I'm enlightened now, it seems. We also, when we practice, we went, but luckily we had the teachers and everything. So we don't had to take that. We met those situations, but I didn't even care. Like it just like if this was in the corner, you just pass through. But luckily, our teachers were present then and there. So and there was like a nice every other day you could go and meet your teacher and discuss and practice.
Mm-hmm.
So, but say you are alone in the forest and you are trying very hard, and then you suddenly get experience like this. No,
Yeah.
it can happen, but they are not trying to cheat or anything like that.
Of
And then
course,
they
but then they're
are,
getting attached to this experience.
yeah, they could get misled by themselves.
Yeah.
But there were like the fake ones also. So Buddha said for monks and nuns, like it can be a biggest thing, like if you proclaim that you have attained something, especially for monks and nuns, like, and you have not attained it, you know that, and you are faking it. And while
Mm-hmm.
faking it, if you get some offerings or something, your monk life can be totally destroyed. There are four
Mm-hmm.
things in a monk life. One is like if they try to seek intimacy. Uh, Other thing is if they steal, uh, and if they kill,
Mm-hmm.
and other one is false proclamation. They proclaim.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, not because you try very hard and you think, but these people are genuinely fake. Genuinely fake.
Mm-hmm.
They are really fake. And
Yeah.
those days they say like, they have, this is another story, yeah, like every place had these massive bells or like even big baskets. So these fake people used to like sometimes for monasteries and all people bring food and offer, no? So they
Mm-hmm.
hear them coming or they know. Eh? So they go and hide under one of these bells or big baskets like things and wait it seems. So the donors come and like search for these people. And then they cannot find them because they're hiding, right? And then after they are almost ready to go, they suddenly come out and like Oh, Donna, please come. Why are you going? Then they are like surprised, no? Like, how did you come? Like, how did you appear? We search everywhere. Then this like enlightened beings are as such. And then they want to get more and more, right? From because then the people get more faithful, no? They think,
Mm.
oh, really? Then he must be some special person who can do special thing. Oh, they like say, in your monastery there can be some like enlightened. So there's not many people, maybe one person there. So
Mhm.
they go around it and sure. Oh, try.
Mhm.
So these are like really no nos. So and it's useless, no? Like what is to do? Well, maybe you get some small thing, but you are faking it all, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, but in reality, Kim. They go way beyond this stage. Yeah, they go to a stage that they understand the five aggregates. Maybe you remember, or like we spoke of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just one material. Yeah, please.
No, no. The five. Please, sorry.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
No, no,
don't
no.
get this.
Never mind. This is an open conversation, so not like it's not like I'm
No,
right,
no.
you're wrong, nothing
I
like that.
I had something not right in my cough, so in my head. So please,
Ah, no, no,
please,
it's okay. Yeah, anybody can.
please repeat the five aggregates.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, like anybody can talk freely. It's not like
Of
wrong or
course.
yeah. And so there's one part associated with materiality, other
Mm-hmm.
four are associated with mentality. So the four elements like earth, wind, water, fire, and everything, like our thumb, it plays a big role, no? Especially our human body and everything. But this is in
Mm-hmm.
a very subtler stage.
Mm-hmm.
Earth, wind, water, fire, and they say like color, smell, taste, and essence also. Eight falls into the
Mm-hmm.
category of like our thumb, no? It's very, you need a thumb, no? You can do so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other four are mental, on the mental side. One is the sensations we feel. Senses, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, these kind of sensations. And then it can come from physicality also. Like the sensations that come from the body, sensations that come from the mind. All these are
Mm-hmm.
connected. Eh? Each supports each, like the thumb and all, they are not fixed together, it seems. They are not like stuck like this, right? Eh? Or but they
Mm-hmm.
help each other, no? Or in some places it's make mention like the materiality and mentality, if there were two stacks of sticks, bundles of sticks, they are like lined up together, so they each supports the other, so they won't fall down. But if one
Mm-hmm.
falls, the other will also fall, which is true, right?
Yeah.
So it needs the support, no, of one. So then there are like the perceptions, like all these recognitions, the experiences, all these things we have, but these are called khandas. Khandas means like they are vast. Like all the perceptions, all the recognitions we know from small days or anytime, it falls under this category. All the
Mm-hmm.
sensations we know, or even if something we eat, smell, those memories, everything comes under perceptions, the recognitions of them. Or it brings up the same kind of experience again. It can remember also. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why it's like if something happened when you were as a kid, pleasant or unpleasant, as an adult also that kind of experience can come up. And then
Mm-hmm.
when it connects with something here or triggers, I had this kind of experience when I was a kid, even a good one, not only always bad. I felt the mind very clear. I felt very happy. And there are, right? And it happens
Mm-hmm.
now also, no? So likewise, and then there are called formation. Formation means other than this, all these phenomena and everything, except for the physical phenomena, all falls under that category. All these subtle stages of the mind and all the associating factors and everything. And then there's consciousness, which we usually call as the mind, vijnana
Mm-hmm.
consciousness. But though all these five, But there are different beings with different, but for human, these five are there. This is called the five khandhas, five aggregates.
Mhm.
Five aggregates. But there are ones with only one aggregate. There are ones with four aggregates. But we, the divine, like the deities, the ghost, the animals around us, they all have five aggregates.
Mhm.
But there are some beings with one aggregate. Really. There are ones with
Mhm.
four only. Like that there are also. But for us, definitely, there's five. So in a Sotapanna, they go to the stage of this. They don't just take merely like, oh, I am Sotapanna, nothing like that. Before that, they go, because we are caught in this in 20 ways. Say we take
Mhm.
materiality, we don't know its materiality. We say, this when you ask somebody, they say, this is me. They focus towards the body, right? There's nothing else to
Mhm.
show, right? Or we can say the mind or show the brain or something like that. But it still belongs to physicality, right?
Mhm.
Some people ask where's the mind, they show it's here or here. They say still they're showing the physicality, right? The heart or the brain. Eh?
Mhm.
But it's still physical, no? They're showing the
Yeah.
physical organ, no? So they say, or anybody says, like physicality is me, I am the physicality. Physicality is inside me, and I am inside the physicality. That's four ways, right? Physicality is me. I am the
Mhm.
physicality. Okay, also, yes, this is me. I am. You have
Mhm.
nothing else to show, no? No. That's how people show, right? Even a
Yeah.
child or anything, no, that's only what they have to show, right? They can show a photo, they can show a video, but usually if you ask somebody, they would say, "Oh, I am, no? Huh? They will show the form, right?
Yeah.
Even just in a good way to identify. Right? No, they just show, like, if you ask, like, who I am, they just automatically do it. No? But before, when we were growing up, or as a kids, we didn't even know our hands and legs and all these things. And later we made it ours. Or the parents also told like, oh son, this is your hand. This is your, oh, they in school they
Mhm.
teach us, right? Hands. Now
Yeah.
then get it and say, oh, this is my hand. And that is your hand. Like that. We took ownership of it. Then we take
Mhm.
the whole body. And as we grow up, become teenagers and all, it's more and more. Right? So
Yeah.
then what happens is like we take ownership and say, but it works in a very subtle way. Like we say, like we don't think it as materiality. We think, oh, this is me. And then if you ask like inside me, it's I. Uh, or right, or like we say, the form is me. I am the form. Inside form
Mhm.
is me. Huh? Or inside form,
Mhm.
I am. So this is
Mhm.
this applies to formation. Sorry, sensations also. Oh, I had this headache. I feel very uncomfortable. Or in physically also. So sensation also. I am the sensation. It's me who is suffering. It's me in pain. Huh? Yeah,
Mhm.
where is your pain? Oh, it's inside me. We say, which is true, but we take ownership of that.
Mhm.
So it goes a very long way than this. So
Mhm.
we forget that is a perception, sensation or anything. We are like, so we take ownership, and then sensation is me. I am sensation. Inside me is the sensation, and inside the sensation is me. I am very sad.
Mhm.
I feel very happy. Like inside me is the sensation. Then the
Mhm.
perception. Even if we see a picture or a ID, or now we see an image of us on the screen, oh, that's me. Huh? Now we say, right? So perception,
Mhm.
not only that, for everything we know of or recognize. We both like recognize now, like because of the perception. Oh, it's Kim. Oh, it's
Mhm.
Kanji. Uh, like that, even if we have some changes, uh, then we add those for the perceptions again.
Mhm.
Then or say we come in a costume or something like
Yeah.
and then like, oh, that is his costume, or this is your costume, no? I
Yeah.
recognize you. You're Kim in the, oh, like you're Sanji in this costume now, right? And
Yeah.
like that, we add the additional also. For example, if you say, Sanji, find me a box of matches, huh? Say like in your language or something, yes, but I have an idea what is a box of matches. Or when as a kid
Mm-hmm.
I took it and I was looking at it, felt it, used it. So I just guess, like, even if I don't know how you over there, how the boxer matches are, just I'm just telling it as example, no? But I it's like I have this photo and I'm going and searching everywhere. And if I find something similar, huh, I ask like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
is this what you were mentioning about? If I don't know, then I get
Mm-hmm.
that data also now. Oh,
Yeah.
their boxers matches are like this. And if I see more varieties, I add that also to the data.
Mm-hmm.
So then, oh, the next time very easy. So like that, we consistently update, feed it.
Mm-hmm.
So everything we see, we recognize, or like the experiences, everything under perceptions. Huh? So then we say perception is I am the perception, perception is in me, inside the
Mm-hmm.
perception is I. Then the formations, I am the formation, formation is me, inside formation is I, uh, inside me is formation. Then consciousness. Consciousness is like, we say like I am the consciousness, consciousness is me, inside me is the consciousness. We say, where's the mind? No?
Mm-hmm.
We say inside me. Or like
Yeah.
with, yeah, or inside the mind is I, we say
Mm-hmm.
in a way, right? So this is like 5 multiplied by 4 for 20 ways. So every
Mm-hmm.
time we touch base, even in a split second, these 5 are fed, huh? And it goes like it becomes very tough and sticky. So
Yeah.
when a person goes to that level, it's difficult to think they'll recognize as before, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they took their mind to that level and if they could see these separately and they
Mm-hmm.
recognize, though I, but they won't disregard the concept also, eh? They will
Mm-hmm.
speak like Kim or Sanji or something like that, or speak even I went there, I did this. But in reality, they have already experienced that. Then they
And
brought,
they know that,
sorry?
and they know that's a concept because it's useful. Otherwise, no one
Yeah,
would
sure,
understand
sure.
them.
But we, like, oh, some people can get caught up in the concept also. But
Mm-hmm.
when they are getting caught up, all these 5 are fed. Every moment, every second, when you are seeing, when you are hearing, when you are smelling, tasting, feeling, even thinking. So luckily, in total reality, Kim, these are like mountains in one moment. If they were like real physical things, that even the physicality, if they stood in one way, luckily everything changes so fast. One person's, these 5 kanda means like huge mountains, will be covering this entire universe even. But luckily none of them stay forever. Every second they arise and pass. But the
Mm-hmm.
data storage and the phenomena is so vast.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we can carry all the knowledge and everything, all this data. If it was a bunch of books regarding the perceptions we had, I think these libraries would not be enough for one person's data.
Mm-hmm.
So see how many things, even if you look around, we identify so many things. Even the specks and the dots, maybe cobwebs or some kind of particles or no anything, right? If there's
Yeah.
something broken or like wires or anything, no? The
Mm-hmm.
colors, no, the shapes, the patterns. Oh, that is going to fall now, or anything, all these. If it fell, how it will be? It will break, it will shatter. Then how is that? It might cut the leg or something. Yeah. All this data is stored. So if one person's data was like that, so but the average person forgets all this and say, "Oh, I am such and such,"
Mm-hmm.
way beyond the reality. But Sotapanna or first stage of enlightenment, they really go to those stages. And from
Mm-hmm.
there, they free themselves. So
Yeah.
we cannot say like if somebody directly asks, like they might acknowledge it, but it's very difficult to think they will try to show it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and the other part is like if we had some trash and if we throw it out, it is a good thing. We can kind of like be proud of it, but it's nothing to go and like broadcast it about, right?
Yeah, I think it's I I I don't know any reason about it to do
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, exactly. No?
Like, so there's the only reason which can be there is like to show off, to get like some kind of status in the world.
Mm.
Ah, oh, Sanji is enlightened.
Oh, come on.
Great.
I didn't say that.
No, no, or like anyone else. Like if
Uh,
someone is proclaiming it, like I think he's searching for confirmation,
because there's nothing
for
kind of like
acknowledgement.
show off even, no? Say like I carry a huge trash bundle and then like you say, oh Sanji, please, like it's so disgusting, smelly, just drop it. But I say, no, it's my trash, no? And it's like stinky and all like pouring. But at some point I think, oh, this is so heavy. It's too much. But I'm not removing the entire thing. Maybe one portion I reduce, say one fourth. Then I feel
Hmm.
better and all. But how can I say like I was carrying all this trash and everybody came and everybody was telling it was very bad. Then I removed one fourth of trash. Then somebody want to ask like, why are you even carrying it in the first place, right? Who asked you? Who asked you to make it drip and stink and all the flies and no? It's it's gross, right? So like that, oh, there's nothing to. In a way, it's a good achievement as we talk. Uh, but I think personally, they would not be like. They say they'll be happy and they will like. Um, in some places there are like, but it's not to show off. Like some place, there are like verses, like poems. Udana they call, like when,
Hmm.
especially not like Sotapanna, like when they became fully enlightened, some enlightened beings, they had like said, like for example, like, but in a very humble way, yeah. For example, there was a back in the Buddha's time, yeah. So he was living in the forest in a cottage, it seems, and it was raining very hard, and usually his heart would get wet, but he had become enlightened, and I don't know who recorded that, but he had said like, uh, now my house would never get wet again. He had mentioned from the defilements, and it's
Hmm.
secure and safe. So outer rain, you rain as much as you want. So
Hmm.
like that, there were like very humble like verses said. For
Hmm.
example, even the Buddha, no, like it says like, but he mentioned it in a way like it's like a way of proclaim, putting it out in through happiness. For
Hmm.
example, he said like, it says but that's a different story of a Buddha, right? But he also said it's called Udana, like verse of joy, like thing. eh? And he had said like. Aneka jati sansarang. Yes, as in samsara, the wheel of life and it, in many, many lifespans. Huh? Aneka jati sansarang, santa visamba. Like the the carpenter, the craving, carpenter of craving. I was
Hmm.
searching for you. Huh? I was trying to find you. Huh? And then now I found you. Oh,
Hmm.
I get tears when I tell this. Then, yeah, I really like, I feel like. And then he said, like, I found you and I shattered the main rafter of your house that you're trying to build. And
Hmm.
because of that, there's other rafters, because one is supporting the others, right?
Yeah.
And they also shattered. I shattered with the acts of wisdom. And oh, the carpenter of craving, you will never make me a home no more, because it was
Mm-hmm.
his last life, right? So there were
Yeah.
instances that he had, but not to go and like, I did this or something like that, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's very humble and no, like, and
Yeah.
if somebody did that, why not say a verse, right? It's
Yeah, totally. I think like I also had the question in my mind because I think there is or this is like a little bit the general paradox like people
uh-huh,
have, I think, when they first read about Buddhism or the way to enlightenment, like
uh-huh,
it reads like for a very attached person, like it reads like you don't care about anything.
mm-hmm,
Like, and it's not that you don't care, you're just not attached to things. And I think like this differentiation is hard to grasp. Like, let it go. Like when I let everything go, what stays important? People ask themselves.
mm-hmm,
And I think like this is like a misconception because like we are so attached that we don't understand that we can let everything go or let everything happen or accept everything without getting super emotional by that or super stressed. And I
mm-hmm,
think that's what, yeah, many people, or it's hard to understand in the beginning. Like
mm-hmm,
when I started to meditate and I was reflecting and talking about that, and
mm-hmm,
like, and then like I have a good feeling and I feel that, I recognize that, and I also try to let this thought about the good feeling go.
mm-hmm,
And then, and then the friend I was talking to, he was like, and for what do you actually care? Like for him, it was
mm-hmm.
sounded like a bad thing.
Bad
For him,
thing.
it
Yeah,
sounded
yeah.
like sad. Like,
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Some people have many misconceptions. They think you evaporate and then
yeah,
you suddenly vanish when they say, oh,
yeah,
they ask like, what is if there's nothing to be born, then why? What is even the purpose of this? Like,
yeah,
yeah, they ask like, why do they want not to be born again?
yeah.
As if they are like committing suicide or something, no? They're asking,
Hmm.
you know, like, but yeah, there are some people think, and some people think it's a void, like suddenly it becomes like a void. There's nothing. No,
Hmm.
actually, it's the opposite. Like when the defilements are no more, it's full of wisdom, full of love, proper caring, like
Hmm.
really egoless, no?
Yeah,
Understanding, caring. If it's like a sotapanna, they say they can even marry, even in the
yeah,
second stage. So those people, they can have a very good connection. Like they will be very understanding, no? Like if their ego
mm,
is reduced to a huge amount, only a light version of it is there.
mm,
So there will be like lot of many very less places for error, and and their minds and hearts will be so full of like wisdom, real compassion, uh,
yeah,
understanding, no, all these good positive things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because often when we care or when we feel super emotional, I think very often it's like our status in the world or which is behind it, or like it's, yeah, we're uh yeah, it's sometimes, yeah, hard, hard to grasp why we are actually feeling that emotional. Like it's like uh, yeah, it's like drowning, and then we're drowning in so many things we are attached to
Mm,
that we are not really taking care anymore about the actual thing which was present in the first place.
mm. Yeah, yeah, usually it takes us way beyond the reality.
Yeah.
Like for even physicality, they explain like the very subtle stages we call the elements. We cannot even witness them from our normal eye, but we see the phenomena that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but that also doesn't stop. Uh, it's like okay, say there's like a mirage, or you see the heat on the sometimes roads, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see a something that happens because of the heat of the road, maybe, but we don't see directly the heat of the road, right? Then we see like something happening, like dancing or like
Mm-hmm.
water or something above on the road, right? But that's also not staying. We take that as a thing. We name it as a mirage and everything. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
But luckily people know that it's not true. But we get caught to that mirage. So
Mm-hmm.
perception is actually uh, the example for perception is given as a mirage. Really.
Mm-hmm.
So we take that. So we don't see the first stage, we don't see the second stage of the phenomena happening. We take it as a thing or a person.
Yeah.
Then we don't stop there also. We go way past that.
Mm-hmm.
So we go like layers and layers and layers and layers away from reality. Then we
Yeah.
get upset, we get angry, we argue. All these things happen, or even worse things can happen. So that is very, 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 very far from what is considered as not true, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we are trying to mold and somehow or other keep something going. But
Mm-hmm.
so, in a way, what you say is so true. Like, say we grasp something with our hand and try to cling onto that. But it's very heavy, or it's then we try to open it and see. But when you open it is the empty hand we meet again. But that doesn't mean it can some things can be kept here. But the hand or the thing that is kept here also doesn't stay. But we think there's something inside this, and if like the five khandhas also like that, like our
Mm-hmm.
hand, we cling, we hold, even to anger, not only like things we like, even to anger, that's why it stays.
Mm-hmm.
Even to ignorance, that's why it stays. But when you open it, it's not there, but more you try to hold to it. We do it every moment actually. It's trying to go,
Yeah.
it's trying to go, it's trying to go. So at some point when you really open it and see, then you experience it. Then you won't
Mm-hmm.
get like caught up again at least to some degree like before.
Mm-hmm.
Because you really experienced it, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a theory. Like I think there are many theories why we are doing that, but I think like always when we are
Theories.
experiencing something, well, something good or something bad, we want to cling to it because then we have some kind of control over our life,
Sure, sure.
what we actually don't have because
Yeah, exactly.
always always happening things we can't control.
Mm,
And like if something bad or good happens, we want to cling to it that we have this little part of our life under
mm.
control and like being, yeah.
I remember funny stories. This had happened in some like country like Japan or like in that region. So a person like they were so monks and um, so they were a young one was like with the teacher and he wanted to go and young is quite matured one wanted to go and live and in an island that was close by. And then they used to draw all of those nice verses and all on like a paper.
Hmm.
So he went there. So they used to bring food on a boat and give him. And then he thought he was enlightened. So he was like drawing those nice, like they can draw nicely with like one, uh, like you cannot
Hmm.
smudge it or so. You have to be, I think, very talented. And then he used to draw these nice verses, like regarding enlightenment, no, like the maybe
Hmm.
letters wise. And when the persons who came to offer the food, he would give these scrolls like things and say like, give it this to my teacher. So he was trying to tell like I'm enlightened now, right? Because teacher should see the scroll and then like, uh, and then it takes one day they come and then they come the next day, right? So then he thought, okay, the teacher will like recognize me now, and they, then the next day like they came to bring the food and the scroll came back it seems, and there was a huge line that brought in like they had drawn and written fart. He looked at it, he felt very bad, no, like fart of all words, like and the teacher written fart, no. And then he thought maybe some mistake or something. He rewrote another nice one, no, whole day designing it and everything. And when the next day they came, he sent the scroll again. And the next day it came back. Again a big line, like very crudely written across, and they fart. Then he was like, he thought maybe like teacher doesn't understand me, no, like what I'm trying to tell. Then another day it came. Then he made another one. Then again it came. It's again like a line and says fart. Like the fourth one also he made, no? And then he sent it.
Hmm.
It came back again. He was like furious, it seems. He said, I want to get on the board. Huh? And he rushed to the teacher and he was like very angry. And he was saying, and he said like, what is wrong with you? I'm trying to tell you something, no? Like, can you not understand what I'm sending, no? And then the teacher casually looked at him and said, like, you tried to tell me you're enlightened. It just took me 4 parts to get you here. You came rushing here with such angry face, no? Like, yeah. Yeah, so there are things like that also, you know. But it can be very tricky, and especially in the spiritual side and all, because the mind is a like it can play tricks, and especially when
Hmm.
people are like trying also, the mind is a it's considered as a magician. So that's why some people, even if they are meditating and all, they get caught up in some visual or colors or even
Hmm.
experience that come. The perception remembers it of meditation also. And then
Hmm.
the mind can create, even if we have heard some data about enlightenment, the mind can create some kind of feeling or like experience and bring it up. So in a way,
Hmm.
like some people without even faking, they can think it happened. That's why
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, but this is one thing why what I also don't know when I'm meditating. I try to be like very concentrated. That means I try to be here and now and see what happens and so on.
Mhm.
When I get like this kind of feeling, or like I know like to get a kind of feeling, oh wow, now it's everything there. But it's also like kind of nearly kind of a dream state.
Mhm.
Like I lose the concentration because this pleasant feeling is coming.
Oh, oh.
So actually, I go, and this is like slightly comparable, or I thought maybe it's slightly comparable, like with the moment when you fall to sleep. Like
Mm.
it's where you also then dreams came up, your mind is creating something. And I was thinking like maybe like the same thing can happen like when you're meditating, because some people are saying like, oh, they had, yeah, big, yeah, yeah, incredible feelings, emotions, whatever,
Mhm.
kind of illusions like while meditating. And like, okay, is
Mhm.
this real, or is like just our mind is doing it not out of concentration but just out of relaxation?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that can happen. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And sometimes we call it like if we have a cow and if we get a bowl of milk, huh? It's like we
Hmm.
just get the bowl of milk and kill the cow. Yeah. So some people
Yeah.
like because of that experience, maybe a very pleasant experience, but
Yeah.
you don't kill the cow just because you got a bowl of milk, no? Or a cup
You
mug
know.
of milk. Because if she's
Yeah.
there, we can get more milk, right? In a
Yeah.
good way. But if you kill it just because we got a cup full of milk, likewise, we get caught up there and then our meditation crashes. Then the
Mm-hmm.
perception can show that, and even for a couple of days, but then the meditation is no more. That actually generated that.
Mm.
But if we stick to a proper method and then if we bring it back to the meditation object again and again without getting caught up in the experience, later after the meditation time is finished, you can reflect on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to happen regularly, not just one time. So even in the first stages as well as in the later stages, it's not like somebody just went and fell into a pit or something. Even enlightenment, it's not like that. They know exactly what happens. It's some people say, I don't know, it just happened to me, no?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not like that. They know exactly because in the first stage of enlightenment, or if they go to the such a subtle stage of mind, why would they not know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they not know, no? But even say if somebody happens to know that it happens suddenly for some reason, then they when they backtrack or like reflect on it, they will know exactly what happened. It's not like they cannot explain it or nothing like that. Uh,
Yeah.
so so yeah, like at first, like we should not get caught up in anything. So these are ancient methods, for example, when you are focusing on the breath, many other things at first, like colors, patterns, designs, even like scary things, or even brilliant things. Maybe when the mind gets clear, you can actually see things even. But soon as we get caught, the meditation crashes. What,
Mm-hmm.
which was the one that actually eventually generated that? So some nice masters say if you want to see colors in meditation, you don't have to do so much. You can look at my torch or lights if you want. If you want to see lights in your meditation, look at my torch,
Mm-hmm.
they used to say. Because that is not the thing, no? So we just bring it back. We, whatever, if it's pleasant or unpleasant or anything, then we'll understand what's really happening. And there's way much more in store than the little things people experience or just get caught up in, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a
Yeah.
part that
Interesting.
people surely will know where they came from, where they are, and if there's more to go, they will know exactly. Like, oh, I need to do some. That's why these enlightened beings, they said in some places, like, I finished what I was required, but not for everybody. Within them, uh, like
Mm-hmm.
they would say, katang karaniya na parang itatai. Katankaraniya means that is the things that should have been done.
Mm-hmm.
That means like finish the journey, right? I have
Yeah.
finished it. That's all. There's nothing else to do. Yeah, nothing else to do. That's the proper word. I
Mm-hmm.
have finished what was required to do, and there's nothing else to do. Yeah, so that's it. Like they finish a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then they stop.
yeah, like still they will be like if they want they can study or they like they can even like they like storage, no, they can do, or they can do psychic powers which will be very pure than the people with ego who do because people with ego also can do psychic powers, no, it is
What
possible.
else is what is it?
Psychic powers means like they talk about Jesus also. Like they can do
Mm.
all sorts of things. Huh? Walk on water, fly through the sky, change forms, heal people, travel to locations we cannot physically go, even other planets or other universes. Really, or read minds for that matter, or see things way more than maybe we see few some yards or some no away. These people with their how to say inner mind, inner eye, or they call it the divine eye. They can see even the heavens and everything far away, or through walls or anything. That there are no obstacles for them. But it varies according to each person. They can hear things very far in maybe other universes even. So, eh?
And you mean these powers exist?
Yeah. Yeah. In modern days also, there are some people who even don't meditate. They have like practice maybe in their past lives. I remember like there was a young man, and he said like there's one person they know, and this lady is married and she never meditates or anything. But she needs like at least a call and to check. He calls and asks like, sister, how is my mind now? Just an example, eh? Then she just from a phone, right? And he doesn't tell anything. So he goes for retreats also and asks her, it seems, just to see what she'll say. And she says what she says is like really correct according to like, so what is it's going through now. Some people, even some people, they can see like ghost and all, right? That some people can see, no? Like,
Hmm.
not that they meditated in this life or anything like that. Uh, For example, some animals can see more than us, right? They say cats
But
and dogs, they can see these entities and all. No? So, like that. Um, so humans also, they can upgrade their, say we have a camera, it has a lens, but it's not very powerful. To the same camera, you fix a big lens, right? So like
mhm.
they upgrade it. Not physically, but that sensory door, they upgrade that sensory door.
So I believe that, like, of course, we can upgrade our sensory door, be more sensible. It's like if you take psychedelics, for example, like your brain wires are different, so you are much more sensible for different feelings, emotions, cold, warmth, acoustics, and so on. But I like it must be in this physical reality.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And like when I, like, for example, this mind reading example, like maybe it's like a mixture of knowing someone really good, like being sensible and coincidence. But I like, I can imagine like to increase our sensory powers, but not anything what is not explainable in everything we know about physics or
Mhm.
science.
So, for example, like even if it's a human or even an animal, some things, even if they don't say, we can recognize, right? And then sometimes we think like, are you thinking this thing? No, we ask even. Huh? Or even if it's an animal or a pet, like we think, oh, maybe it's hungry now, or it's angry, or it's happy, right? In a way,
Hmm.
like there's a way sometimes we can recognize, nah? Sometimes they don't even do anything, but we feel, no, sometimes we feel it also, right? Are you
Hmm.
sad? No, it's anything bothering you. Maybe just not by that, but you can just sense it kind of, right?
Of
Uh,
course, yeah.
So likewise, like these people, they can really see what that person is thinking. But in some sense, like it says, like we have to deal a lot with our. I'm not putting it down. We have to deal a lot with our mind also, right? And then if we can see all the other people's minds and what they are thinking, it will be a bit too much also, right? So the delusion part also can be a lot, because if we are caught up in that, I'm not disregarding them, but in a ultimate reality status, huh? Like we are, for example, there are and there were people who could just sink into the earth. And they think, oh, it could be like one person could multiply and be like in many versions of them. So, but in a way, if they are not, they know the reality of things, they can think like, oh, I am like 1,000 now of me. So before it was one delusion, now it's like 1,000 times that delusion, right? So even if they're sinking into the earth, if they don't know the reality, uh, it's me, it's the earth. So that is all they are now. I'm doing, and maybe it can be a huge factor for their ego and these kind of things also. So yeah, those also things can happen, but it's not simple as it sounds. Also, you have to like really work on it hard, and especially nowadays, like you have to be in a lot of isolation and practice and like that. That's why these some people go to the forest or the Himalayas, they as they say, and years they practice. So there were people in the back in the Buddha's time also. They say like a hermit, he just with the turbans and he just dropped his turban on the water and he just sat on it and crossed the river. It seems.
Hmm.
So this was
Yeah,
not a Buddhist person or anybody like that. So other traditions they also have it. Now also we hear
I,
people living have long lifespans, or they can just live even without much clothing in the snow areas. No, like that we hear, right?
yeah, I have a friend's voice in my mind who once said to me, "How do we know what we can feel in this world where we are overloaded by so many things? Like, how do we know uh, what ancient people like 10, 20,000 years ago had for feelings when they were just living in the wild?
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
had to I don't know, catch animals, had to live in really difficult circumstances. And how do we know maybe what they have felt like, because we are living in a completely different environment?
So true. Yeah, yeah. And they say those days it's not like the picture they have given us, Kim. This,
Yeah,
especially in your countries also, you have these big buildings, right? Some the lower parts are buried under the ground.
yeah.
So yeah, I just think like, or I think like people should investigate on these things. They call about Tartaria, the civilizations. Huh? Because it's like they excavated big structures, big cities. It's not like in the 1800s or something, they built them. It's like they dug it out. And you can see
Hmm.
all photos and all. There are these rail cars like things, but the energy is no more. Huh? They use horses to drag the rail car. But what if like before that they had the energy without using horses for those to move?
Hmm.
Right? We just have a glimpse of they talk about Tesla's those that energy sources and all, right? The energy from the ether, these kind of things. So what if these people were not just going like living like apes or something, huh? And but if they were very advanced, right? Who built the pyramids and all these things? And then
Hmm.
suddenly we became like apes and all, and then we just became like amoeba, then like a salamander, then ape, and then we came. No,
Hmm.
there are lot of question mark. Then who built all those, right? The artifacts on so like precise rock
Hmm.
carvings or the even the blocks of rock, and they harvest the energies. All these pagodas, pyramids. Just have a look. And then even the churches and all this, they had these big towers uh, with copper and all those things. Now they all disappear. They had these big bells.
Hmm.
Where are they now? No, right? If those days, even in hospitals, they had them, it seems. They used like sound waves to cure people. Lot of technology then now. So what if they were very advanced then now? Where did all those buildings come out? No? Like you see, like especially in your countries and all, you see like the ground. There are some floors under the earth, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like just dig into the history and see. They say in the 1800s they had these shows, huh? Like where they would exhibit like perfect massive buildings as exhibits. But soon as that shows were finished, they destroyed it, demolished them. It seems. But why would
Hmm.
anybody want to do that? Say if they made some perfect structures, why would they need to? And then just see like those doors and all so vast, so big. Uh, what if there were people who were big built and very clever and like who had very big powers with their minds without the tools? We are thinking like how can they without, because we are comparing with the tools we have now, and we say according to the capacity and all back in the day we cannot believe they had this. We think we are so advanced, right? But yet we have to rely on machinery or now like
Yeah, but
artificial intelligence for that matter.
of course, but some would argue like
Uh-huh.
they relied on people who, yeah, they relied on slaves, and they had like a different feeling about time. Like now we are feeling like time as a concept, it's like incredible,
Mhm.
precious, because we have so much things to do. We can't do all the things we could possibly do. Never. Not 1% of them. Not 0.1% of them. So it's incredible. But they had like much less things to do, and then they were living in some kind of hierarchy. And so many people did just these slightly tiny tasks, like very good over years.
But
Like it,
what if like how to say this is we are assuming, right? Even the dinosaurs,
of
like
course, but
nobody had seen them in alive, no? Like they find a fossil and they think like this dinosaur was like this, right?
mm,
And they think like the skin was like this, the color was like this. Huh? So in a way, like I think, and they have even calculated, for example, the pyramids, and they saw from particular place to the place, and they have calculated the years, but they don't match the years and then precise cutting of the stones and all. With the
mhm,
tools they say, even if but there is a time duration, no? They say that this was made in such a, so if they made these tons of stone and had to bring it
mm,
into a particular place, even they tried like even using people or animals or even if there were waterways or something, still they could not finish within that time frame, it seems. And especially with the technologies we think they had at that time. So
yeah,
if we are so advanced, we should have more time on our hands, right?
definitely,
Yeah, no, if
definitely,
we think they were primitive and they had all the time of the world, if people are primitive, they don't have much time, right? They have to do all this sort, catch animals, kill them, or do this and that. Now we can just eat something very fast, and then we should have more time, no?
yeah,
Right? Not like we just eat and then run to the next thing, right?
yeah, definitely,
And we think they are running like after animals, yet they have all the time in the world. But we can just go to a shop or a restaurant and eat now, or order something even, no? Which will
yeah,
come heated and cooked and everything, right? Not that
yeah.
it,
But
not
I need to watch my TV show, and then I have to go to shopping, and
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. So if we are so advanced and if we have all that technology, uh, we don't have to work so much even, right? What is if this is a
mm,
narrative we are fed upon? What if it's
yeah,
not? But if they were having the time of their lives because they had things already covered. and they could afford to spend the time to do this artwork or things like that, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it can also be, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we should
Yeah.
investigate also and see, rather
Yeah.
than we just getting caught with the narrative. Because it seems like we are becoming more and more like blunt. And those days, what
Definitely.
people could do with the mind, now we have to depend on a machine.
Yeah.
Or we think those things are false or like fairy tales. Even if you think about a person who exceeds more than 100 years, it seems so rare nowadays, no? But still there are. But if you tell a modern person or somebody or a youngster, they may not even believe. And over
Yeah.
the time, when the people's lifespan is reducing, uh, they would never believe there are people who lived more than 100 years. They think it is a fairy tale or like not true, right?
Yeah.
Uh, because we don't see it happening, no?
True.
Like the reality of things, right? We cannot see from the physical life, but it happens, no?
Mm.
Like the five khandas for that matter. We cannot see the five khandas, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely. The five khandas are real.
yeah, it happens, no? But they also don't
Yeah.
stay. So Buddha said, like, uh, yeah, the form is exactly like form. Form, we say form, no? It's like form, the
Mm-hmm.
bubbles that appear. Then sensations is like a droplet of water that make a bubble of water. It drops pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Then perception is like a mirage. Formations are like, a banana tree or plantain
Mm-hmm.
tree.
Yeah.
You never can find the hard wood inside, no?
Mm-hmm.
So there are layers and layers and layers and layers, but if you chop it or open it just seeking wood, formation
Mm-hmm.
instead it's such. There are layers
Yeah.
upon layers upon layers, but if you want to find some hardcore thing inside, you will never find, even if you peel
Yeah.
it off. And then the
Mm-hmm.
consciousness is like a magician.
Mm-hmm.
So none of this is like ultimately true or they exist forever.
Yeah.
But we have it, we get caught up way far than this reality even.
Yeah.
So even these, he said these are as such. So what to say about the things we are getting caught up in, right? And with that mind frame, when you look at the past or the future or these things, we can think all sorts of things, right? Yeah, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. With egoistic beliefs and all these things. And somebody, they might put a theory according to their egoistic belief, right? I think it's not possible now, or like that they can say. And then what if they teach the other people also, especially young
Mm-hmm.
children, no? They grow up with that idea. Then they'll tell the others.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Why there's examples of the monkeys. They did the experiment, it seems. Like
What?
it's like a scientific experiment. They kept a huge bunch of banana. uh, and they kept a ladder and brought a bunch of monkeys in, it seems. Surely they are like really mischievous. They would just try to grab it. But soon as one of them reached the top part, uh, there was like a water shower. It opened and they all got wet. And then you heard of it, right?
No.
Uh-huh. Then
No. No. No.
later, like eh, but they won't stop like that, no? Then the next one would try. And then again they all got wet. Later, what happened was when one was trying, the other ones would pull it back and even beat it up. And then,
Funny.
yeah, what happened was they introduced new ones. So the older ones were like attacking the other ones, saying like you don't dare even get up on that. So they brought new ones even, it seems. Later they removed the banana, but even if somebody was trying to climb up the ladder, the other ones beat him up. And later none of them were trying even to climb up. So see, like patterns are they have done like
Yeah.
experiments with fleas. Uh, they have kept them in a particular jar, but they can jump, not to some extent. And they have kept them in some place in a jar that is not very tall. And even when they release them, they just only jump to that extent, it seems, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting, no,
Yes.
how the mind works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if they do it to a human, these are like animals, no?
Yeah,
Like
of
not
course.
that they are
And
bad.
yeah.
Conditioning.
Yeah, definitely. And when we're all the time distracted and conditioned like to information, then
Mm,
we can't anymore imagine a life without being distracted, a life
yeah,
with
exactly.
just being, yeah,
Mm.
true. Yeah, that's very good examples.
Ah.
Yeah, great. So yeah, let's try
Okay.
to jump higher.
Yeah, sure, and explore, no, what is really us, even the reality
Yeah,
within us, or we cannot say within you, just like reality itself, right?
yeah,
Because if you say they need to again come to one of those, I am the formation, formation is me, within the formation is me, and within me is the formation, no?
yeah,
Or like or even form, like that. But still, we have to start somewhere rather than being in delusion, no?
yeah.
Yeah. But we do it in a very relaxed and nice way. But it's interesting, and more deeper we go, lesser the stress is even, because we are
Hmm.
reaching reality, no?
Yeah, yeah, uh, definitely. The, the deeper we go, the less layers we have to keep in mind, or like,
Yeah, and try to sustain, right?
yeah,
It's it's like a try to keeping up
makes
a
sense.
fake profile or fake persona, no? Like we are trying to keep it
Yeah,
up. It's very tiring, no? But if you are open, who cares? This is me, or something like even in a normal sense, then it's very easy, no? Life becomes easier.
definitely.
Mm.
Yeah,
Even if
great.
even if you are like clinging on something, if you open it up, it relieves, right? Then not only that, it can hold more things also, right? Than a clenched fist, it can, no?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then, Kim. It was wonderful talking
Great.
to you.
Yeah, great. Nice. And now I have a bunch of questions for the next
Oh,
time.
you also play. We both discuss, eh? Or if any
Yeah,
other
yeah, of
person
course.
also. Yeah,
Oh
no?
no, yeah, it's not only question, it's also like opinions from my side.
Sure, sure.
Or no, yeah, concepts.
Hmm.
But great, Sanjiva. Was
Okay,
great to talk
okay.
to you.
Yeah, very nice to discuss with you also. And hope to see you soon again, eh?
Of course.
Uh,
Looking forward to
yeah.
it.
Have a wonderful day and a wonderful time.
You as well.
Uh,
Bye.
okay, I'll see you soon. Take
Ciao.